Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Serenity Valley. This is episode 34. And before we jump into my role-playing narration, I want to talk to you a little bit about the poll that we had up on the episode 32, I believe, which was last Wednesday. That's the poll where we are basically voting on what map we will play next after Serenity Valley is over. As I mentioned a while ago, we will be going to 50 episodes, and while we're still about 6 weeks out from airing episode 50, I do want to go ahead and go ahead and select a map so that we can begin to prepare it for seasons. We will be using seasons on the next map, and just in case they do not update the map with season support, I want time to be able to prepare it. So we're going to clean off this tractor here, just because we didn't get around to it last night. And then we're going to head down to pick up our pigs and deliver them to our processing plant. Alright. But before we do that, we should go ahead and get to our seed master and get it emptied and get another load of seed in there. So let's just grab this tractor here. So as I said, please vote on the episode 32 poll. The poll should pop up in the upper right corner of episode 32 a couple minutes into the episode. We basically have 5 maps that are in the poll, and I would like your feedback as to which map you would like to see us play next. These are all maps that are submitted in the best map category of the mod contest, which the winner of the best map should have been announced on over last weekend. I am recording this episode before the winners are announced, but the winners should have been announced on Saturday night, the 24th. Not the 20. Yeah, they should have been announced Saturday night, June 24th, and this episode should be airing June 26th. So we're going to let's get out of here. See how much seeds we got. Alright, so we're going to be putting about 9,000 units of seed into our tipper here, and then we'll put that in our seed silo. We'll go ahead and fill it up with some wheat or barley. Let's take a look and see what we have the most of. So it looks like we have the most barley. So we will fill this up with some barley. And then we'll head down to the pigs and get them ready. So this thing does empty pretty slowly. But as I said, the winners should have been announced on Saturday. And I want to see which map you all want us to play next. We did have 5. We will be using, if it's a close vote, then I will put another poll up on Wednesday of this week, which will be episode 35, I believe. And we will then narrow that down. I will put the top 3 maps up for another vote, and then we'll pick the top map from there. If we have an overwhelming selection in the first poll, then obviously we won't need to do a second poll. But since I am recording this last week, by the time this airs, I do not know what the voting is yet. So there we go. We want to make sure we keep our seed master fairly stocked so we can stockpile some seed, because come springtime we are going to be doing a flurry of seeding, and we want to make sure that we have enough seed. The same with our fertilizer, although right now we have a fair amount of fertilizer stockpiled up. but our seed is running a little low. So it looks like we only have 23,000 units of seed right now. Let's see here, 23,000, yep. We have 23,000 units of seed right now, whereas we'll just drive by our fertilizer and see how much we have of it. Let's see here, we have 39,000 units of fertilizer. Of course, we also have whatever's in the fertilized spreader. But we'll very easily be able to replenish our fertilizer. Since we make about 40,000 units of fertilizer every day, and 40,000, we make about that much overnight also. So if I remember right, the Seedmaster takes 10,000 units of seed. So let's, there we go, we just got a little bit of seed there extra. Should also check and see what our liquid fertilizer levels are at the Seedmaster. Alright, let's check and see how our liquid fertilizer level is. Alright, we still have plenty of liquid fertilizer. We have 7,400 units out of 10,000. I just saw that that's a little liquid fertilizer gauge. I hadn't realized that before. Alright, we're going to just pop the time a few minutes, and now we'll be able to empty the rest in there. Alright. Oops. Alright, we're going to run over here and get our pickup truck because I believe our semi... let's just see. We should have a semi over here. We'll just go pick this one up. So we want that one. We haven't used this one for a while. Alright, we are going to turn around here. We want to run into our trailer. Alright, so we're going to run over to the pig area. We'll go out the back way. And we have 137 pigs again, so we will maintain our 115 pigs. So it looks like we have produced another 22 pigs over the last 24 hours. So we're going to take them down to the meat market, if you will. And we have a boatload of harvesting to do. So overnight, our soybeans have come in, the big field of soybeans, as well as our cornfield. So we now have all of our fields are ready to harvest. They're all ready to come in. So we've got a couple fields of soybeans, a couple smaller fields of soybeans. We've got a couple fields of sunflowers, and also, let's go ahead and load up 22 pigs. We have the big field of corn and the big field of soybeans also. And we also have a field of sugar beets to collect. So we have ourselves quite a bit of harvesting to do. Hopefully we can get most of it in this game day before winter comes. There's one of our harvesters already set up to harvest some soybeans. And our other harvester is parked down here at another soybean field. But we are going to be concentrating this episode on our sugar beet harvest. In fact, we are going to, we made an arrangement with the local vehicle shop. We are going to trade in our T440 sugar beet harvester for a newer model. It's slightly smaller. It's the T40 or T430. It's a little bit shorter, has a little smaller capacity, but I think it was much better suited to our fields with respect to getting in and out of the fields and getting around the smaller fields that we've got going to be putting our sugar beets into. Because I have been rather surprised at how little our sugar factory is using the sugar beets. So we must be raising some pretty high quality sugar beets that have a fairly high sugar content, because I really was expecting our sugar beets to be used a bit more in the production of sugar. All right, let's go ahead and back on in here. All right, let's unload our pigs. There we go. So we should have those done by the time we are done our sugar beet harvest. So like I said, let's run this up to our vehicle shop because I've heard that the 430 is in, and we just need to go up and do the final paperwork on the trade-in. And we had one of our hired hands bring the 440 down. I want to just do one more quick overview of it and make sure that we've gotten everything out of the cab and everything is in order before we sign it back over. So let's go over here and take a look. So there's our 440. Looks like we had them clean it up real good. So it looks nice and clean. Let's check in the cab and make sure that we didn't leave anything. Oh, I see we got the keys in there. Everything's looks clean in here. Very good. All right, so let's go ahead and make the deal. All right, so now that we have sold that for $435,000, let's see if we can sign the paperwork on our new piece of equipment. So here's our T430, and it's exactly $435,000. So we are basically just doing a trade-in. Oh, and there it is already. They went ahead and brought it out for us. Let's go over out here and check it out. So here's the T430. So you can see it looks very much like the T440, except it's a little shorter. It only has one rear axle. All right. So let's go ahead and get on in here. So check out the cab. All right, it starts right up. That's good. Oh, we got a nice clock in here. We've got some nice gauges. This is a very nice model. All right, let's run over here and pick up our head because this particular model will take the same header as the other one. And we'll go ahead and see if we can't get our sugar beet harvest started. Looks like we've got some morning traffic going off to work. We'll try to stay over here. We don't want to scratch up their cars. And we also don't want to take out our mailbox. Alrighty. So there's our field of sugar beets. Alright, let's unfold our head here. Let's see if we can't get positioned. Alright. Let's go ahead and see if we can't make a little dent in this field before we get our truck. We're going to go up here and we're going to make a couple headland passes on each side of the field, which will help us with our turning. This is still a fairly big piece of machinery. And it looks like overall we're going to get about somewhere around 4 passes before we fill this unit up. 3.5 passes it looks like, because we are already at 30%. Alright. We'll just, like I said, we're just going to make a couple headland passes and see if we can't get this field opened up a bit. I just noticed our engine's blowing a fair bit of smoke on this unit. I hope it checks out all right. We might need to have our mechanic check it out here after we harvest our field. Let's see if we can do this in cab. Oh, we've got a nice electronic fill level gauge here. This one I think is running at a bit faster rate than the other one did. I didn't think the other one worked at 7 miles an hour. I might be wrong. Alright, I think we're going to make one more. We're going to make a pass down this side of the field, and then we will probably need to empty it. Alright. We get our engine revved up, and then we will drive on into the field. So like I was saying, I was thinking our sugar beet factory would take some more sugar beets than it has. So it looks like we're not going to need very many sugar beets planted next year. I think we are going to basically be able to use what we have in stock or in storage for the coming year. Oh, we are full. Let's go ahead and pipe out. And let's run on over and get our grain truck and bring it down here. So I think our grain truck will hold two fills of our harvester before we'll need to dump it. All right. So once we get this offloaded, we're going to just pull it out of the way. And see how much we can hammer out here. Alright guys, so that's just going to about do it for today's episode. We have a fair bit of harvesting yet to do on our sugar beet field that we will do off camera. We're going to go ahead and dump this and check and see what our sugar beet levels are in the silos. I really forget how much sugar beets we have. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please click the like button if you like what you see. If you've come across this video and you're not already a subscriber, if you want to subscribe, please go ahead and click the subscribe button. That'll be great. Also, I'd like for you to check out the PCSG web community and the 3 Dudes Gaming Network. Those are both great community sites that are linked in my description below. And finally, I'd like to encourage you, if you've got room in your subscription space and you've got time to watch, I encourage you to take a look at some of the guys that are in my description that are linked there. They are all great YouTubers that have very unique game styles to themselves, and encourage you to check them out if you can. So it looks like we're going to have well over 300,000, maybe even 400,000 sugar beets by the time we are done with our harvest. So until next time, guys, happy farming.